1993 show. Welcome to a car park just down the road from the Counting Ground, the home of Swindon Town. I've left my glasses in the car. I'm an absolute nightmare. There was 20 minutes till kick off. I'm going to have to sprint to the ground. I'm dying for the toilet, and I've seen no team at all. But good news, Beth is already in the ground, so we're going to get to the ground, and then I will probably see you guys at half time. We may get a little intro with Beth. If not, we'll see you at half time. Thank you for watching. Pretty much cut and paste everything we said in the last video at the end. Massive game, must win game, or more pressure on the club. Same against him. Take any money off that. It is. It's fucking 50 seconds long.
Sorry, I've been busy. New job, new bit of life. That's what it is. I'm back, swinging away. Right, listen. What have we took one? What's the next one?
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you off.
1-0, half time. I think we're doing alright.
You know what? We've been a lot better. I didn't do much of an intro, to be honest. I just sort of echoed what I said in the last video, where I'm moaning about everything like flop. Today, it's going to paper over some runs for more people, so we played really well. Still 45 minutes to go, obviously 1-0 up. Front of my home, it's a lucky goal, it's got me off, but we take those all day long. You've obviously not been here the last couple of weeks, so they've all heard from me. What do you think about this side of the moment?
I mean, listen, I've been watching games on iPod and stuff like that. I'm not enough of a day tripper where I've just been disappearing and not keeping up with it. I have been keeping up with it. Saturday's game, I feel like it was a tough one. I feel like I kind of looked at it with a bit of rose-tinted glasses because obviously I've got connections to Nottingham and stuff like that, and Notts County especially. But it's just been poor, you know, and I think there's so much, I said it to my mum, there's so much negativity around the club in the fan base again, and it's something we've not had during this Gills era, and I think that is having a knock-on effect on the team. But we know what this team is capable of, which is that they, on paper, we're a great team. On paper, we're a great team. And I think we've had some tweaks to that today where we've shown it, you know. I think for the first what, 20 minutes after we scored the goal, I thought we were on the front foot. All right, we had a couple of moments. Almost looking at the video. Yeah, we had moments where they came to us, and then after we scored, we kind of stood back a bit, and you said it to me, that's going to come back to bite us at some point. But I made the point of, yeah, but we're still trying to catch them on the counter-attack. It's not like we're hoofing it away and just letting them reset and come back to us. We are still trying to build attacks and work on that. And I think that's a massive positive that we've done today that we've not done in the past.
Yeah, 100%. I just feel like for me it's too early, because all it takes, Charlie Austin, say what you want about it, say what you want about it personally, he's a great footballer, right? You can laugh and joke and make comments, he's a great footballer, and all he needs is into space and he'll score. And that can come from a cross that we knock out the full score. It doesn't matter where it comes from, we keep letting him get crosses, we will get punished. I do think we've managed the game well to get to half time, and we do that from half time to the end, they're going to end up scoring. Before we do leave it for time, obviously the news came out on Saturday, Neil Harris in the interview, that Mr. Scally seems to have a little bit more input in the club than we thought. What effect do you think that's had on one, the fan base, and two, you personally, how do you feel about it?
I think on the fan base is that. I think that's where a lot of the negativity does come from as well. You know, they're not having a manager. It's taking so long to bring a manager in. The poor run of form, the lifeless football that we've all seen, and then I think the Scally thing is just a bit of the icing on the cake, which is really just it's pouring petrol onto a bonfire, really.
One thing I'm going to say about that though is one thing that annoys me. I'm seeing a lot of people that were Harris out now saying Scally out. Kind of it both ways. He's effectively done what they wanted. Yeah, what they wanted.
But because it's come from him, you're not happy.
You're not happy. You want Harris back. That's not how it works. Look, I'm not going to sit here and defend Neil Harris. I think it's right was on the wall. Something we were playing wasn't good enough. Performances were there, but we weren't good enough, right? So it is what it is. I don't have an issue with Paul Scally being involved in the club at some level, but not a massive level. Minority stakeholder. Happy with that, don't make any decisions. But if he's making a decision on the football side, why have we waited 2 weeks to get a manager in? Why have we waited for Brad to come and interview them? He doesn't need to. Scally's making a decision. That part just annoys me.
Yeah, I echo that completely because he's supposed to be a minority shareholder in it, and I understand the idea of keeping him in the club because the Gallinsons haven't managed to keep both. I don't think it's targeted. I think so. But at the same time, keep your thoughts and opinions to yourself as a minority stakeholder, you know what I mean? But you get your say, you don't make decisions. And I think if that was an idea that was planted in the heads of Brad and Shannon, who a few weeks prior were talking about sticking with you and sticking with the boys, yeah, I don't think so.
The way I summed it up in the last video was maybe a bit of naivety. They put their trust in maybe the wrong people, not in terms of Essie and Penny, in terms of trusting Scally. They should have known from the reception they got and the reception he got. But look, it is what it is. We are where we are. Today, we're focused on today. We're 1-0 up currently.
Not so much to moan about.
Not so much to moan about for once.
Yeah.
Second half, I know we're probably going to say more of the same, but if there's any differences, what do you want to see?
I would like to see us take the game to them a little bit more. You know, we've seen out the first half and going into the second half winning, you know, but essentially second half is 0-0, you know. So take the game to them like we did in the first 20 minutes, I felt, and when we're on the counter in the second half of that first, we just take the game to them. Back.
Yeah, no, 100%. The only thing I do want to see is obviously us take the game a bit more to them. And then we'll call Bolly down just to shut you up a little bit. Because you've been on his back today.
Yeah, a little bit.
You've not been like saying
I've not really
on his
given
back.
his back, but, you know, I'd like to see him get a goal.
100%, we've gone goal. But as we always do, you've not done it to us, and what you did today, we always finish off.
Right the Gills, come on!
Oh, well done. Right then, Gills fans, that is game done, and it finished, as you can probably tell from my smile, 1-0 to the Gills. It wasn't easy, it wasn't a straightforward 1-0, but 1-0 did indeed return at the county ground. We had a missed penalty from Jay, some penalty shouts for them, which I think were a bit soft, and you know, some really good chance for them. Jake Turner, take a bow tonight, son, because that 1-0 win, as much as the team around him has done well, that 1-0 win is close to all on his shoulders for his performance in the second half there. One fantastic save where me and Beth turned to each other and went, that's in. And he's pulled off this amazing save. There's a couple in there as well where he's pulled off incredible saves. And even the simple things that you expect your keepers to do, he did fantastically well. And look, it was a really well-rounded team performance overall. The only thing I will say is we did nearly have a bit of Milan madness, if you will, at the end, bringing countless amounts of defenders on, but it worked. You know, easily could have been 2-0 in that game, but unfortunately it wasn't. But look, a really positive result. Always good to get the win over Swindon, of course. And something that when the fixtures come out, Gills fans ultimately do look for the fixtures against Swindon home and away, and to get the win tonight is fantastic after what has been a disappointing couple of weeks in the life of this football club. You know, look, it's a bump, not a derailing, if you will. You know, the wheels aren't coming off completely, but it's a bump in the road. Look, let's not get carried away. This win doesn't fix our issues. This win doesn't fix our problem. There's still fundamental problems with at the football club with the way this managerial change has been handled. For me, at least, I know some fans won't agree with me, but that's the beauty of football. We can all have different opinions. I'm obviously just sharing mine on the matter. I think ultimately this win may paper over some cracks for a few days, but ultimately we need to see some sort of movement in the managerial position this week before the weekend, without doubt for me. But look, we'll enjoy the win tonight, we enjoy the win tomorrow, and hope for good news later on this week of a manager, and you know, that announcement of this new direction that the football club want to go in. I feel like the video at the weekend was very raw, and I think I tweeted on my personal account with a video saying my raw, uncensored feelings after the game, and they were my raw feelings. I was angry, I was emotional, and it felt good to get it all out. And I still stand by every single thing I've said in that video. I don't think the situation around Neil Harris has been handled well. I think we deserve some sort of answers on what Paul Scally's role within the football club are, and there are still some questions that ultimately need to be answered on why it's taken so long for us to, you know, get this candidate in. I get wanting to get the decision right and bring the right man in. I understand that. However, you know, we're approaching into our third week without a manager. Keith Miller's taken charge of lots of games in his interim spell, and we've had some good moments, we've had some bad moments. This definitely adds to the good moments for me. Look, I'm going to go home, I'm going to enjoy tonight, and I'm going to enjoy tomorrow, and hopefully that enjoyment just carries on with the announcement of a new manager and on to the game at the weekend. I think today the main positive for me, and the real thing that I saw in that game, was we looked like we had a clear game plan for both phases of the game as well. So in the attacking sense, we looked like we were attacking with purpose, and we knew our jobs, everyone knew their roles and where they should have been pivoting to. We looked like a cohesive team in attack, and when we had our defensive moments, we looked like we had you know, a plan on how to ultimately mark Charlie Austin out of the game, which has obviously worked because he's not scored a goal, and he's not really had many chances. And ultimately, you know, we knew Swindon's game in that sense, and we really, I think we nullified their attack for the most part. In terms of, you know, they did get quite a few crosses into the box, but they were dealt with very well. Master Nogi did absolutely fantastically well in defence tonight, and Max Amy, when he came on, didn't put a foot wrong. The only person I think maybe didn't have their best game tonight was Jay Alexander. Obviously he missed the penalty. I think overall his decision making was a little bit off, but look, we all have games like that, and ultimately we got through the game and we've come out with a 1-0 win. And after the week we've had, the results we've had, Walsall away 4-1, what's counting at home 2-1, to pick up the 1-0 win here. I am genuinely, the relief off my chest when that final whistle went was incredible. And those are the moments you love as a football fan. You know, they're the moments that money can't buy. You know, they can't buy those moments. That moment of beating a rival, that moment of the goal going in, that moment of the rest final whistle going after what was sort of half an hour to 40 minutes of, you know, edge of your seat drama in that game. And you know, them games for me are the reason that I love football. Not the reasons I love Gillingham, but that's just, for me, they're the reasons that I just absolutely adore this game, without question. And you know, if even for people that aren't football fans, you know, if you know, there'll be something in your life where there's just that nail-biting drama point of it, where you're watching it and you're like, this gets me off my seat. You know, these are the moments that make you fall in love with it. And ultimately, when it's your team that come out on the right side of those results, there's no better feeling. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. There's no better feeling than the feelings that we're going to feel tonight driving home. I'm sure that the supporters coach is going to be absolutely buzzing. I'm sure the team coach is going to be absolutely buzzing. And I hope the players can take this win and move this with this momentum, and hopefully have that new manager bounce, and the new manager coming in hasn't got as hard of a job on his hands now, that hopefully the team have a little bit more happiness flowing through them. I think that's going to be all from me before I just start repeating everything I've already said. You know, but one thing I want to reiterate is, let's not let this paper over the cracks that we've seen start to appear. This is the first time in a Gallinson era where they've really had to answer questions, and let's not let one win against a rival sort of paper over that. There are still questions that need to be answered. There's still things that need to be addressed within the football club. But tonight, let's enjoy it. Tomorrow, let's enjoy it, and let's get back to the questions, you know, heading in to the game on Saturday, but with a little bit more optimism. That's all from me. It was absolutely fantastic to have Beth back. Honestly, I know you guys have missed her, and ultimately, you know, beyond the channel, beyond the Gills, Beth is one of my best friends in the whole world. So anytime we get to watch the Gills together is fantastic. So really buzzing to have seen her again and have her back on the channel. She'll be back with us at the Hereford game as well, so look forward to that. And I'm going to leave you guys there, get some petrol and get myself home. As always, as the only way to ever finish a video on this channel, up the Gills.